Do you ever wish to see or know what your future will look like? I mean, yes, it is good to know the best things in life that awaits you, but what if there is something bigger waiting to happen? Will you be willing to listen to these kind of predictions if they come from a kid? Let us all listen to some of the scariest predictions of kids in this video. The first one came from a dream of this girl named Lexi. She was filmed by her parents, and they asked her a few questions about what she dreamt of. Her parents said that there was one morning when Lexi woke up and she was really excited to tell them about her dream. While she was narrating what she saw in her dreams, she also mentioned something odd and creepy. But before that, she talked about her and her family being sent to heaven. Listen to this clip to know what Lexi had to say.
The world is going to come to an end, and that day was today in my dream. So he brings us up to heaven, and we had a party.
Considering that Lexi is such a young girl, she only knew a little bit about heaven and God, but she was not aware about things related to the end of the world. So it was quite disturbing for her parents to hear her talk about those things. I bet that they were not the only ones who find this video of Lexi strange and frightening. Most of us feel worried when there are conversations about our last days on Earth. It is indeed unsettling. Now let us hear about the out-of-body experience of this young 8-year-old boy. Just like Lexi, this boy also saw what could possibly happen in the future world. He talked about what he had seen with his mother.
Sounds there as well. I was imagining warfare, like stuff firing down at the Earth, stuff happening at the Earth. I mean, there's like big army. I mean, like there was no houses in this. There was just army. I mean, World War II was nothing compared to this. There was just.
The way he detailed everything is really interesting. A kid that is just making up random stories will not be able to talk about these things as elaborate as this boy had. His mother even stated that the boy was not allowed to watch horror movies or anything related to what he had seen in his visions. Up next, you will see a video of Brian talking about his predictions about the possible rapture. For those that do not know, rapture is described as the transporting of believers to heaven at the second coming of Christ. There is no certainty that it will really occur, but these things have been talked and debated about for a very long time already. According to him, he had this vision while he was praying one night. He stated that while he was praying, he ascended to heaven and then met God. He narrated the things that he saw and noticed at the time that he was there. He even had a conversation with God, and he also talked about the things that he had said to him.
I saw like this one thing. America was under total destruction.
America was under total destruction?
Everywhere was under destruction. It's crazy. It's when I got the world view, I just saw barely light.
Barely what?
I saw barely light. No light at all.
No light? Where?
No electricity, no nothing.
These kids cannot possibly know what rapture is. They do not know what can possibly happen during this time. And hearing them talk about it with so much detail made it even more alarming. This is Kyron, a 5-year-old kid that also has visions of the future. There are some words that Kyron knows even though his parents never taught him about those. This led his parents to believe the things that their child is seeing in some of his predictions.
I have a future brain. My brain can tell the future. It's going to be burnt down and then explode, and well, I'll be dead. Even our houses will be broken. They'll just be like the ashes, and they'll go on fire. Everything will go on fire, even us.
Boy even claims that he is seeing things that are naked to the eye of normal people, like evil spirits. This kid does not only see the future, but he also talks about seeing some things and events that had happened in the past. Specifically, this story about Tom Thompson. He was a Canadian painter that drowned during his fishing trip.
At Canoeing Lake, well, my dad took me out there. I saw that ghost.
He does have an interest in art, but I didn't even know the story of Tom Thompson.
Wildlife painter.
Wildlife painter?
And he never came back alive after his fishing trip.
Next kid that you will see is Oliver from Colombia. He was 6 years old when he had this vision. He said that he sees things from a bright light that hits him often, unlike the other kids that saw theirs from vivid images in their dreams. Whenever Oliver sees things, he draws them. One of his multiple predictions stood out and gave his mother chills. He predicted that there will be a huge flood in Colombia. After a few months of his vision, there really was a flood that happened, which resulted in multiple casualties, like what he said. Most of his predictions often come true, so it is really unnerving whenever he sees something that is about to happen. The last kid that we will see is Savannah, 9 years old. She had a chilling vision of what can possibly happen to humankind in the future. Savannah believed that the things she saw were sent to her by God.
I was praying and the Lord gave me a vision, and in my vision I saw Jesus. He was wearing all white and a red and blue sash, and he said to me, "My daughter, I want you to tell everybody that my return is very soon, and I want all of them to ask me into their hearts."
Well, these kids surely made most of us uneasy, but nothing is really certain. There is no proof that what they saw will really come to light, and the predictions can either be a warning or just imagination. We can never tell, but hopefully, their visions would not cause panic to anyone. Have you seen other scary videos like what I have shown you? Comment your thoughts down below. Well, if you want to see more clips of unthinkable truths, then Unsolved Nightmares will give you more content related to this one. So make sure to subscribe to this channel right away and hit that like button.